Hey Oilers fans, buckle up. We've got a whirlwind of updates today. A promising young gun was nearly in the bag, but the deal fell apart. There's a veteran sniper floating around the market, and management's quietly watching from the weeds. And to top it off, one of our prospects just took an unexpected turn away from the NHL. Want the full scoop on what's really happening behind the scenes? If you bleed copper and blue, hit that subscribe button. Let's hit 1,000 subs and show the rest of the league how passionate oil country really is. There's been some serious chatter around the league, and the Oilers are right in the thick of it. We're talking about a bold front office move that could have changed the course of our season, or slipped right through our fingers. When the offseason hits, every Oilers fan asks the same questions: who's coming in? Who's on the radar? And what's the plan to finally push us over the top and bring the cup back to Edmonton? And this time, management almost pulled off a slick one. This came straight from one of the league's most trusted insiders, Frank Saravalli. He dropped a bombshell that sent oil country buzzing. A top name from us college hockey was this close to rocking the orange and blue. But before I drop names, think about this. How much would you gamble on a young stud who might be the next breakout star? Would you throw in a late first rounder to take that shot? Here it is. We're talking about Isaac Howard, the reigning Hobby Baker winner, the top player in NCAA hockey. And yes, the Edmonton Oilers were in serious talks with the Tampa Bay Lightning to land him. The deal was heating up, and even folks close to Howard thought it was pretty much done. Edmonton put a late first-round pick on the table, about the same spot. Howard was drafted back in 2022, but then Tampa pulled the plug, just like that. Here's the kicker. Tampa might lose him for nothing. He's heading back to school in Michigan, and if he's not signed by 2026, he hits free agency. Tampa would only get a second-rounder as compensation. Edmonton was offering more than that, and they still said no. So what's Bryce Boys thinking? Holding out for a bigger deal, waiting for us to up the offer. Whatever the case, talks have cooled off, but it's not completely dead yet, and honestly, it wouldn't be a bad bet. Howard racked up 52 points in 37 games last year. Offensively, the kid's slick, got great vision, and could slot in nicely next to guys like McDavid and Dresa Tao, especially with this roster needing some fresh legs. So I gotta ask, would you give up a late first for a shot at Howard? And here's the thing, there's another deal brewing behind the curtain that hasn't hit the headlines yet. A familiar name, a proven vet, and a potential game changer for our offense. Don't miss the next video. This one might blow the roof off. Still reeling from that playoff run. Don't blink, there's more coming. And this one's about a player who stirred up some serious debate last season. Smash that like button, share this with your crew, and hit subscribe too. Stay in the loop. You remember the vet we picked up last year. Big name, big resume. Came in ready to battle for a top 6 spot. Expectations were sky high. Goals, assists, leadership. But on the ice, the reality didn't quite match the hype. Still, he had his moments. Down the stretch and into the playoffs, he stepped up, chipped in, and left a mark in some clutch games. So now the big question, is there still a spot for him on this squad? The fan base is split. Some folks say he didn't bring enough. Others think his experience and locker room presence mattered more than the box score. But with the cap just about maxed out, and a bunch of re-signings, and new faces already inked, his time in Edmonton might be up. Yeah, Oilers fans, we're talking about Jeff Skinner, and there's a good chance he won't be back next season. According to Michael Agello from the Hockey News, the Oilers are pretty much out of cap space after locking up guys like Trent Frederick and Kapanen, and adding Mangio Payne and Curtis Lazar. Skinner had just 16 goals in the regular season and played more of a shutdown role. Ice time in the playoffs was limited. Still, he scored a clutch goal against Dallas and saw good action in the Panthers series, but maybe it wasn't enough. With under $200,000 left in cap room, Skinner's return is a long shot. And that's saying something for a guy with nearly 700 career points and a Calder Trophy to his name. But hockey's a business, sometimes colder than a winter night at Rogers Place. So what do you think? Should the Oilers give Skinner one more shot, or is it time to move on? Drop your take in the comments. And if you thought that was a tough pill, just wait. There's a potential blockbuster trade brewing. One of those franchise-shaking moves that'll have the whole league talking. Does Ken Holland have the guts to pull the trigger? Now let's talk about something that stings in a different way. When a homegrown prospect walks before ever getting his shot. Today's story is exactly that. You've probably heard Luca Munzenberger's name tossed around over the years. Third-round pick in the 2021 draft. A German blue liner who raised eyebrows the moment he was picked. Back then, lots of scouts thought he was a reach. Only Mickens even had him ranked and barely way down at 214. Still, Edmonton saw something and took a swing. At the time, he'd only played 6 games with Callan's U20 team and 5 at the World Juniors. Limited ice, not much to judge, but the scouts liked his upside and gave him a shot. Then came the move to Vermont. 4 years in NCAA, just 6 goals and 23 points over 123 games. Not exactly standout numbers, yet last summer, Oilers Nation still had him ranked as our 13th best prospect. Now comes the news that flips the script. Luca Munzenberger is heading back to Germany. He's signed with Kilner High in the Dell for the 2025-26 season. That's right, he's off the NHL radar. Daniel Nugent-Bowman from The Athletic reports that the Oilers considered giving him a deal to play in Bakersfield, like they did with Descharnay. But nothing came of it. And unless something drastic happens by August 15th, he won't be signed. It's another sign of how shaky our recent draft classes have been under Ken Holland and Tyler Wright. From 2019 to 2022, only Dylan Holloway and Philip Broberg cracked the NHL, and even they're gone to St. Louis now. Are the Oilers letting too much young talent slip away? Could these scouting misses hurt us down the line? If that news hit you hard, share it with your fellow fans, sound off in the comments, and smash that subscribe button. We're in this together, pushing for a stronger, smarter Oilers team.